Hello. Hi, Stevie and Carolyn. Sorry. I'm hoping that this is going to work because I have stuff going on in the background of my computer and I'm hoping that it's going to work. If not, I'll turn it off. All right. So I was trying to hurry it along and it wasn't working. Okay. So wanted to say for those of you that are here, we're going back live with this class, so it'll be in person and on Zoom, so not on YouTube anymore, but I'll be on Zoom and live. So if you do want to take that, you have to sign up for Torrance Memorial. It will not be me. Hi, Michael. Oh, wow, that's right. It's the summer solstice. Thank you for telling me that. Longest day of the year. Wow. That's interesting because I had a conversation in one of my group courses last night about how we were talking about circadian rhythm and setting the circadian rhythm with the day and the night. And then she lives in the East Coast, so she was just saying how hard it is to get up in the morning when it's dark, and that the 21st of December is the shortest day of the year. So, yeah, so that's really interesting. But today's the longest day of the year. Wow, the most sunlight ever. Wow, we need to take advantage of that. So, as I was saying, because I know Michael and Stevie, you have practiced with me in person. Carolyn, you have not. But the only way that this class is going to be available is through Torrance Memorial. You'll have to sign up through them and pay for this class. And you'll either be able to come in person, which is in across the street from Torrance Memorial Hospital, or you can do Zoom. So you will be able to do Zoom with them, but it all has to be done through them. You no longer will receive, and maybe I'll send emails to say, hey, sign up, but it's a 4 or a 6 or 8 week commitment. You cannot just do one class at a time. So that is interesting, going back live after 3.5 years almost. March 10th, 2020 is the last physical class that I taught for Torrance. So this will be interesting. And I'm looking forward to it, actually. I really am. So that's July 12th will be the first live class. You have to sign up online. And I'm going to teach 4 classes a week. So I will be there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday in Malaga Cove. All right. Any questions, any comments? Anything going on in your bodies? I'll tell you, for me, I definitely need to do stuff with the back of my body. So whether that's glutes, low back, all the support muscles of the back of the body. I've been walking a lot and I'm noticing that. No, Carolyn. So they're not going to be recorded because of HIPAA. So these classes on YouTube are recorded, and you can go back over the last 3 years and watch any recorded class that I've taught. But when I teach for the hospital, I cannot record those because there's a HIPAA compliancy aspect. So there will be no more recorded classes on YouTube except my Thursday class, yoga therapy for osteoporosis, which will be from 11 to 12:15 as it always was. So I'm going to keep one class on YouTube for now, live, that will be recorded. That'll be the one you can watch. All the other classes over the years. And I may start doing more stuff on YouTube that I share. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows what's going to be happening. But healthy, strong aging for all of us. I'm not stopping. So just in different formats. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hi, Susan. Great. Yes, Arizona. You'll be able to do, but it'll be Zoom and you'll have to pay for this class through the Torrance Memorial Medical Center. So you'll need to go on my website, actually, DebbieRobinson.com. There is a link there to call or to register. So you could go there and look at it. They do 4 and 8 week sessions. But anyway, that's the only way that it's going to be happening now is Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday will only be through Torrance Memorial. Saturday is only a live class, but 3 days a week I'm going to be on the internet somehow. And we'll see what happens. We'll see where this goes. I'm going to try it this summer, see what it looks like, and then from there figure it out. But I will always be doing something for my body to stay strong and healthy as I age, and I will share that. And then also the meditation and breath work and all the stuff too. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to say that every week. So this is this week, and then next week's the last week, and then I'm off July 4th week. There's no live anything, no classes. I take a week off every 2 months because I need it. And then we'll be live. So, all right, back to my post. I don't think anybody shared anything in particular, but today we'll do a lot of core and spine work and glute and back work, something that we all need. And if I were going to pick certain body parts, I would say that those are probably some of the most important for maintaining health as we age. So focusing on, yeah, that's really pretty important. Focusing today on the back of the body, the support aspects of the body, the structural stabilizing aspects of our body with different postures, and then even with breath and with present moment. So being in the moment, being here with the intention of strengthening muscles, strengthening bones, strengthening our joints, strengthening our stabilizers that help to hold our skeleton in an aligned position so that we can reduce wear and tear in our joints. And also, when we are aligned, create stronger forces for bones to get real good, proper bone stimulation. So with that said, let's get the strap handy, the block handy. Props are just so lovely to support our body. And a blanket. And I'm going to start today with the blanket rolled up on the spine so that we could start to stretch the front of the spine, get the spine in a nice aligned position, and maybe do a little challenge here with our stabilizing muscles. So take your blanket and roll your blanket up pretty tight. The bigger the blanket is, the bigger the stretch will be in your body. So get a pretty substantial blanket if you have one, and then roll it up into a column or a cylinder. And then from there, we're going to come down onto the ground. So get yourself set up by putting your tushy on the floor, so not on this. Let this hit the low back. And you could come down this way. And if you come down this way, make sure you don't collapse your spine, or go to the side and move your body down. Bringing yourself onto the blanket. Keep your eyes open at first and find your way into this with your eyes open. So you bring your body into a pretty safe, supported position with the eyes and the sympathetic branch, the nervous system stimulated, so you could find your way in, and then support your head in whatever way you need. Some of you may need a little support more than others. Keep your knees bent, feet are flat. Walk your feet pretty close to your body so that you give your pelvis an ability to find a neutral position, taking that extra tension off the low back. And then from here, take your arms, start to move your arms up and down. So start to turn the palms up towards the sky. Close your eyes if you'd like. And we're going to do like jumping jack hands, letting the arms hover so they're not on the ground. They're hovering, bringing some movement into your body. Close your eyes. Feel the stretch when you go to end ranges of motion for your joints. As your arms raise overhead, notice if you feel the belly stretch. Noticing any bone sounds as your joints are gliding, noticing the symmetry in your body, the alignment in your body. We all have different aspects of our body here. And then take your hands as if you were a sheet of glass was in front of you and you were doing a circular pattern to clean off the glass. Palms are spread. And then in the other direction.
And then bring your hands down alongside your body. Inhale, bring them up overhead. Try to keep your elbows straight if you can. When you reach overhead, the intention is to stretch the belly, to stretch the front of the body. So see if you could feel that. Throughout the day, we're in a forward position, whether we're sitting, cooking, reading. So this is stretching the front of your body, bringing space into the front. This whole posture we're doing, the supported back bend, spinal back bend with the bolster or the rolled up blanket. Back neck is nice and long, chin is down towards the chest. One more. Let your arms be above head, and then flex the wrists, reach through the heel of the hand above. Take up some inhales, let your belly expand. As you exhale, contracting your core, push your belly button towards your spine, push the front of the body back towards the ground or the bolster. Inhale, lengthen, reach the heel of the hands up. Exhale, contract your core gently, activating the pelvic floor, pressing the low ribs towards the back, activating the whole core, pressing back towards your rolled up blanket. See if you can feel the pressure of the low back pressing into the blanket. One more. Then bring your arms out to the side with your eyes closed and explore the biggest stretch you can manage in your body. So whether the arms are reaching farther away from you, higher, out to the side, elbows bent, elbows straight, with the eyes closed, explore where you can go to a pretty substantial stretch and then maintain that so that the stretch is appropriate for your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your spine. Notice what's happening to the low back. As we stretch the upper body, the low back may get involved. So activating the core, push the low back towards the blanket, lower ribs towards the floor. Keep your mouth closed. Bring your awareness to your head. So as you put yourself into this stretched position, hopefully feeling something in the arms, maybe the shoulders, the chest, you may notice a little tension develops in the curves of the low back and the curve of the neck. So for the low back, activating the core, pushing the low back towards the blanket, help that curve. And then for the upper back and neck, let's bring a little lubrication into the cervical spine with some rotation. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly let your head move towards one side. Feel the downward movement of the head and the opposite side stretch. Inhale back up to center. Exhale in the other direction. So long neck and rotation. Letting your head follow the blanket as it rolls down towards the ground. Feel this in your body. Side to side. Letting your head go as far as it will with that rolled up blanket, the weight of the head will help to stretch the neck. Finishing up your last few movements. And then bring your head back up to center. Keep your mouth closed, let your jaw be relaxed, back teeth are separated. Bring your awareness to your tailbone, your sacrum, the base of your spine. Press your low back towards the blanket. Feel your middle spine supported by the blanket. Lengthen the back of the head or the back of the neck, and then press the back of the head into the blanket. Back teeth are separated, jaw is relaxed. Arms are out to the side as far away as possible to create as much stretch, letting this posture do the work of stretching the chest, the shoulders, the front of the spine, the front body. Mouth is closed. Breathing in through your nostrils, begin to breathe down to your navel center. So the place right below the lower ribs. Breathe to that location. Let your mind follow the breath in. Feeling the expansion of this part of your body. So energetically in the chakras, this is the navel center, Manipura. This is the power center of our body. This is where low body and upper body meets. It's where the kidneys are, the adrenal glands, where the diaphragm attaches to our body physically. It's a physically power place. Top of the psoas attaches here. I want you to visualize a sun. So either a sun with rays that emit from it, or a yellow ball or white ball of light, whatever resonates with you. So your energetic self. White light, yellow light, or a sun. And as you breathe in, breathing in and giving more energy to this area of your body, seeing the sun or the light source increase with the inhale, extending beyond you if you choose a sun with rays. And as you exhale, bringing yourself back to center with your energy. Inhaling in expansion. Exhaling in contraction. If you'd like to bring muscles with this, you can inhale, soften, expand, even moving your fingers towards the ground, pressing your heart up towards the sky. And as you contract back to center, contracting your core gently, pressing low back towards the blanket, lower ribs towards the floor, sacrum towards the floor. Inhaling in expansion. Exhaling in contraction. And stay with this for some breaths. You inhale, expanding, heart lifting, whether it's a sun or a white light or yellow light getting brighter. And you bring all that back to center on your exhale with energy, with containment, with control. If you were a light bulb, on your inhale, you would get brighter. On the exhale, your light would dim yet still be lit. For these last few breaths, let the muscles get involved here. So inhale, open your hands, heart lifting up towards the sky, body expanding. And as you exhale, make a fist, contract your core, press your low back strongly to your blanket. Inhale to expand. Exhale to contract. One more. And then explore straightening your legs wide. Make your legs wide so they are, heels are to the tip edges of your mat. Reach your arms long, fingertips are expanding, toes are pointing, or reach through your heels, whatever you prefer, to a place where you feel a stretch on your body like you're on a stretcher, a gentle stretcher. Exhale. As you inhale, reach long in your limbs. As you exhale, contract back to center, activate your core to protect your low back, push your belly button back towards your spine, make fists, inhale to lengthen. Exhale back to center. One more. Bringing yourself back to center. Take your legs right off of your body. Flex your wrist, heels of the hands reaching above you, heels of the feet reaching away from you. Stretch your body glove. Feel it stretch. Take one more breath. And then bend your knees. So this blanket that I'm on is really long. You can see it extends above my head. So I'd like us to come up onto our blanket. I'm not sure what you all have. So it would be ideal if you could have your whole body on something. So I'm on my blanket. My tailbone is on the base of the blanket, which means my whole body is being supported, my entire spine. And then my head is on the blanket above me. I have a yoga blanket, which is really long. If you don't have a yoga blanket and your blanket is shorter, can you get your blanket to be right at the base of your spine to the torso? So your whole torso is on a blanket, and then put something behind your head. It could be a block, could be a pillow, could be another blanket. Something where we're on top of something where we need to balance our body. So challenging the stability muscles of the body. If you're not on something, you could do this on the floor. The goal is to not let your pelvis tilt side to side. A little bit better when you're on something. So let's start to bring our awareness to our core, getting our stabilizing muscles of the core to start to work. Bring your hands alongside your body, walk your feet closer to your body, bring one knee up and then bring the other up. So the closer the knees are to the chest, the low back will press into the blanket. If your knees are above your pelvis, there's going to be a little bit more work that needs to take place with the body here. And then if you're able to bring one hand up and then the other, try to bring your hands up off the floor, moving your knees away from your body. And if you can, then come up into a 90-degree a tabletop position. Try that. Ooh. And then maintain stability up here. Bringing your awareness to your navel center, contract your core, push your low ribs towards the blanket, push your belly button towards the blanket. Stabilizing your body. Eyes open will be easier. And then you could try one eye closing at a time to be a little bit more challenging. And then both if you can. Noticing your ears, noticing your eyes, noticing your body here in this position, pushing low ribs towards the floor. Try to flatten your low back into the blanket, activating the core, the pelvic floor, which is the base of the core. Take one more breath. And then a little challenge. Tiptoe down to the floor, exhale back up. Other tiptoe to the floor, exhale back up. Maybe a little farther away. Challenging your core. One more. Bring yourself back to center. Bring your hands down. Bring your feet down. Let your body settle, noticing what you notice. So doing this on a blanket is one thing because your body weight can really go into the blanket. Trying this on a harder surface like a roller, like a foam roller, really challenging, great way to work on stability muscles of the trunk. Let's come onto our side, off the blanket, coming onto your side. Then bring your hand onto the ground. Push yourself up and away from the floor. Noticing how you feel. If you are able to come into a bent knee position, try a little spinal undulation through extension and neutral, or letting the low back go into flexion. I know it's not for everyone, but for those that it's for, it can feel pretty good. Take your blanket, open your blanket up. And bring your knees onto your blanket. Support your knees with something if you need, if you've got knee issues, meaning like 2 blankets or something else. Let's stretch our body, coming onto all fours, stretching our spine. Take your hands forward and wide. And then you're on your knees, let your knees be pretty wide. Start to push yourself around side to side. Moving the pelvis, feel that in your hips. And then bring yourself back to a neutral, going forward and back. Hands are spread, fingertips are spread. And then we're going to do a posture called Chakravankrasana, I believe, or whatever it's called. I know that I should look that up. It's a yoga therapy posture. What we're going to do is we're going to go through what's called extension. So spinal extension is a back bend. And when you're on all fours, that's when the front of the body is being stretched. Tailbone is up towards the sky. Rib cage is pushing down towards the floor. Throat is open. So this is a back bend. We're going to then actually introduce flexion to the lumbar spine. So you're going to take the tailbone and start to point the tailbone down the back wall so that the low back flattens out. And then you're going to move back with that. So the flexion is in the lower lumbar. As you go back, you'll feel the stretch in the low back from the lower ribs to the top of the pelvis.
Some of you will be able to go all the way back onto your heels, others may not. So go as far back as you can. That's the exhale when the hips are bent and you come back into this position. As we inhale, we bring ourselves up. We start to drop the heart coming into the extension, pointing the tailbone up the back wall. The exhale, the tailbone goes down the back wall. Weight of the pelvis really stretches those low back muscles. You bring yourself towards child's pose. And then inhale up, tailbone up, finishing with the inhale into cow posture. Exhale, back. Inhale forward. Close your eyes. Go smooth through this. Feel the deep stretch in the front of the body, the deep stretch in the back. So we're stretching like between the lower ribs and the pelvic area. Feel that in your body. Close your eyes. Two more. And then one more. And then bring yourself up. We're going to stretch the low back. Get your block here. So child's pose, forward fold, stimulates parasympathetic nervous system. It also stretches the back of the body. But you have to be careful with osteoporosis. You want to not collapse or shorten or put pressure on the front of your spine. So let's get the block there. Some of you may not be able to put your heels onto your tushy onto your heels. So for those that can't do that, or for those with osteoporosis, your forward fold will be puppy dog. So you're either going to forward fold into puppy dog, head on the block or head on the floor, or you're going to come into a child's, bringing your heels, your tushy to your heels. Head can be on the block, arms could be alongside your body if you'd like, or they could be forward, you decide. Or if you're able to put your head on the ground, you could do that as well, but not if you have osteoporosis. Breathe to your belly. Take one more breath. Those that can do this, there's a posture called rabbit to stretch the low back. So you would hold on to your heels, bring your head onto the ground, lift your pelvis away, push your low back up towards the sky. So stretching the back of the body here, maybe the glutes, maybe the low back. Take one more breath and then bring yourself out. Let's all come up slowly. So there's some postures in yoga that I think we have to be super, super careful with. So that rabbit posture, anytime you put weight in your head, especially with stretching the back of the neck, stretching the spine in that way, just being really, really careful when you do any of these postures, being in your body, present moment, knowing if this is the right thing for you to do or not. From here, I'd like to come into plank, bringing some strength into your body. So you're either going to come into the full version of plank, the modification of plank, or the forearm version. You choose what's appropriate for you. Take your hands, spread your hands pretty wide, press your fingers and your hands into the ground and push your body weight back so you feel your heels moving away from you and you feel your calf stretching, the back of the body stretching. And then push the feet into the floor and try to slide them up towards the hands. Feel the front of your body really activate. And then bring that length into your spine, your neck, your head. Have your feet be coming right off your body. If you'd like to challenge in a Three-legged plank. Lift one leg up. And then put your foot down. Let's do the other side. Come down with your feet. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself all the way down. Let's rest in a kneeling position or whatever position feels good for you. Catching your breath, close your eyes. Deep breaths to your navel center. Visualizing a sun with rays. As you inhale, it expands and gets brighter. The space below the ribs. One more breath. And then blink your eyes open if they're closed. The ability for us to control our heart rate, to control our cardiovascular system, really important. And breath can help us do that. So maybe you noticed an acceleration in your heart rate, and then as you focus, especially if you activate the diaphragm, like we just did with that expansion and contraction in the belly area. Heart rate variability, one of the markers being used now in conventional medicine to determine cardiovascular health or our ability to regulate, to self-regulate. So let's move on to let's stretch our body before we come down into the side. So really getting a lot of low back and spine warm up. So whatever variation of seated you need to be in to get this to happen, it could be on your heels, you might need a block to sit on, you may need to be on easy seat position. Arm is up and over to the side. Maybe going a little farther, bending your elbow that goes onto the ground. Your body, your range of motion. Explore. And then when you come over to one side, stay there. Take one more breath, lift your heart, press your heart forward, really lengthen your body. And then bring yourself back up. Let's go to the other side. And then bring yourself back up to center. I like to do one more spinal stretch before we get up. Take your blanket, fold your blanket either in two or again if you have tightness in your hip. So you're either going to double it or fold it again. Then come to sit on your blanket. Take your legs straight out in front of you. Reach under, grab your flesh, move it out of the side, out of the way. And then take one leg and bend one leg out to the side. So we're going to do a little bit here to open up our body to the side, adding rotation to the spine and a back bend. So this hand either goes on the inner knee, straight arm, so you can keep this part of your body open, not collapsing in your shoulder, but opening your heart in that direction, the direction of the knee. Or if you're pretty limber, you could reach your toe and do this as long as your bend is at your hip. It doesn't matter how far down you go, so choose whatever's appropriate for you. You could also come to the middle of your calf. Bring your other hand in front of you pretty high, like eye level. Exhale. And as you inhale, inhale up, rotate, go slow at first. Keep your fingers stretching. Reach long with your fingers here. This is your inhale. Your exhale, you bring yourself back. So you wind up your spine and then you bring yourself back. Inhale and exhale. Reaching away from your body as much as you can. So you're stretching your torso, your spine, the muscles that stabilize and mobilize the trunk. And on your next one, you're going to come up, you're going to stay up. You're going to bend your arm, put your hand behind your head, reach in with your elbow, lift your heart, long spine and rotated. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's do the other side. Leg is straight, other leg is bent. Hand goes on the inside of your leg, opening up that shoulder. So go like this. Get a smooth movement here. You don't want it to be bent so that it bangs into itself. Really ironing out the shoulder here. Take your hand in front of you, exhale, and then inhale to open. Then exhale back. Reaching long with your fingers, long with your spine. One more. Stay here. Bend your arm, put your hand behind your head, lift your spine long, lift your heart. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Come all the way out. Soles of the feet together. Stretch your inner thighs. Bring yourself forward onto your blanket. Push the soles of the feet together. Long spine here. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. Take your blanket, bring your blanket to the top of your mat in this folded position. And then sit on it. So we're going to start to work on the back of the body. The first thing we're going to do is a reverse plank. So bring your hands onto the ground. Bring your legs straight. Spread your fingers, slide your shoulder blades towards each other, lift your heart. Inhale, and then exhale, lift your pelvis up and away from the ground. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. One more. Push your heels into the floor, pelvis, lift yourself up. Stay here if you can for a few breaths, and if you need to keep moving, keep moving. Really push your heels into the floor.
Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bring yourself down. Take your legs wide. Spread your legs pretty wide here. Stay here, up here if you need to. And if you're able to bring yourself forward with a flat back, for those that have a little more flexibility in their legs and hips, bend forward. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself all the way up. All right, to the floor we go. Let's take the blanket, open your blanket up, put it on top of your mat. Make sure your strap and your block are handy. Bring yourself down onto the ground, come to the side. Coming down onto the ground. So warming up the body, the hips. Take your feet off the mat. And if you'd like to grab onto your mat at the top, we're going to do a windshield wiper action. So start slow, close your eyes. Let your legs go side to side with the soles of the feet on the ground. Closing the eyes, feeling where in your body the stretch happens. We're in the front of the body here, the front of the hip, muscles that move the hips. Going into the waist. Core muscles, rotational muscles, stabilizing muscles. Start to go a little bigger, feeling that stretch coming into your body. Let your head go the opposite direction of your legs. Eyes are closed. Feel this in your body. If the low back is not happy at all, then push the top of the pelvis into the ground when you do this. It'll limit your side to side movement a little, but it'll protect the low back. So do whatever's right for your body. Feel this in your body. The next time your legs go to the left, let them stay there. Take your right hand, lengthen your right hand, reach to your, as far away as possible with your right knee and your right hand, and then breathe to your right side. Stretch your right side. Push your heart up towards the sky. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Let your knees go to the right, head to the left. Lift left hand off, stretch the left side of your body. Breathe to the left side of your body. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Walk your feet back to center. Take the block, bring the block between your knees. Let's move the spine, undulating the spine, starting with the low back, tilting the pelvis back, and then bringing that up into the rest of the spine. Take your hands behind your head. Press your arms into the ground. Squeeze the block, feet or block distance. So rock to the tip of your tailbone. Low back comes away from the ground. Heart presses up towards the sky. This is a back bend. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, squeeze the block. Let that travel to the inner thighs. Let that go into the core, flattening the low back into the ground. Push the lower ribs towards the ground. Push the thoracic spine towards the ground. And then push the arms towards the ground. Inhale, rock all the way to the tip of your tailbone. Exhale, begin with the block squeezing to the inner thighs, tilting the pelvis back. Low back presses into the ground. Middle back presses into the ground. Arms press into the ground. Inhale, tip of tailbone. Exhale into flexion and core contraction. Last one. Now we're going to actually lift the upper body. Inhale to the tip of your tailbone. As you exhale, lift your upper body off the ground. Tip of the nose is up towards the sky. Inhale to lower. Exhale, contract, tip of the nose up towards the sky. Inhale to lower. Core stabilizers, trunk muscles. Make it be really strong. As you exhale, squeeze the block, activate the adductors, the core. One more. Bring yourself down, bringing in rotation. Exhale, squeeze the block, press the right hand into the floor. Lift the left arm up and over to the side. Inhale to lower. Exhale, squeeze the block, flatten the low back, lift the right arm up and over. Inhale to lower. Moving through rotation. Nose stays pretty high, elbow stays pretty high. One more. Bring yourself down. Take your block out. Walk your feet back towards your body. Bring your knees up. Take your hands up towards the sky. We're going to activate the core and support ourselves in this position. So we're going to come from a relaxed position into a core supported. Activate your pelvic floor, contract your core, press low back into the ground, press lower ribs back towards the spine. Move your knees away from your body until you cannot maintain that core pressing into the ground. So come into a place where you feel the work. Hands are up towards the sky. Press your thoracic spine towards the ground, your lumbar spine, and come into a place where it's work to stay here. Try to press the top of your back pelvis into the floor and your lower ribs at the same time. Inhale, and then bring yourself into relaxation. So you have to create the tension here in your body, moving into this. One more. Come into the place where you're really actively supporting your legs in this hover position. Take one more breath. And then draw the knees into your chest, side to side. Come into a happy baby. Stretch the low back. And then let's do another core where we activate more the upper part of the core. So the lower ribs, feel your lower ribs. You want to make sure these lower ribs don't flare out. We want these lower ribs to be active and the muscles of the upper core, the stabilizing trunk muscles, to be active. So thinking about the lower ribs, trying to push them towards the ground with the muscles inside your body. You could actually feel that if you let your hands go right by your lower ribs and you try to actively press your lower ribs towards the ground, you're going to feel those muscles activate in the upper core and the trunk stabilizers. Take your block, you're going to hold your block like this. Take your block above you, legs are spread wide, inhale. As you exhale, begin with your lower ribs pushing towards the floor, lifting your upper body up. Keep your nose up towards the sky, and then bring the block between your legs, and then bring yourself down. Now to the outside of the right. Start with the right lower rib pressing, bringing your body up. Block goes to the outside of your right knee, and then down. Back through center, both ribs. Let it be the lower ribs that activate this. The core is what lifts your upper body up. And now to the left. Back through center. And to the right. Center. And to the left. One more each direction. Right side. Bring yourself down. Bring your body into a fully stretched position. And then bend your knees. So let's start doing a little bit more for the back of the body. Take your feet a little bit away from your body. Blanket is behind your head. We're not going to lift the body too high. And then pull the toes towards you. Dig your heels into the ground. Push your heels into the ground. Your body weight moves up. So you actually move a little bit more towards the posterior tilt. Low back comes towards the ground. And then at first, activate your glutes. Activate, release, activate, release. Digging the heels into the ground. Inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the glutes. Push your heels into the floor. Lift your tushy up and away from the floor. And then inhale to lower. So you're not coming up very high. Go slow. We want to minimize cramps, so slowly let the work come into your lower body and inhale back down. Feet are hip distance. Push your feet into the floor a lot. Squeeze your glutes. One more. Come up and stay up. Stay here. Push your left heel into the floor. See if you can lift your right leg away without your pelvis tipping. And then put your right heel down. Activate the right side. Lift left up. Really push the heel into the floor. And switch again. And switch. Both heels down, contract your glutes, and then lower. Mouth is closed, breathing in and out through your nose. Let your heart rate slow down. Bigger muscles are used, more rapid acceleration of the heart rate. Walk your feet closer to your body. Soles of the feet stay on the ground. Tilt your pelvis back so the low back touches the ground. Your feet are body distance. Push your feet into the floor. Start to contract your tushy. Inhale. As you exhale, squeeze, lift your pelvis up. Your low back can come away to about the lower ribs, unbending the hip joint. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale. And then one more, you're going to come up. You're going to squeeze your glutes, bring yourself up. Feet are body distance. Push your left foot into the floor. Slowly lift the right leg up, keeping your pelvis stable. Put the right foot down. Activate both glutes. And then lift the left leg up. And switch. Go slow. Hold the leg up for a few breaths. And then switch. Give those glutes a lot of work. One more each side. Both legs down, contract your core. Pull your pelvis away from your rib cage. Lift your heels up and try to place the low back onto the ground, stretching the low back. Bring yourself all the way down. Get your strap. Loop your strap or tie it. And bring the soles of the feet through it. The strap up to the top part of your legs. So we're still going to use the back body. We're going to come a little higher. We're going to take the blanket away. Moving through and undulating your spine and bridge. Activating the glutes, bending the spine. Think about stretching open the front of the spine, lengthening and unbending your hip joint, and using the back of your body to push to open up and free up the front. When we come up, the weight should into the upper back, not straight down into the head. So you really want to be bending your thoracic spine here. So lift your head up, lengthen your neck, lift your rib cage up and slide your shoulders closer together. Arms are down alongside your body, your feet closer to your body. Begin by pushing out on the strap. Push your feet into the floor. Tilt your pelvis back. Inhale. As you exhale, push your feet into the floor, squeeze your glutes, push out on the strap, and peel your spine up and away from the floor slowly. As you inhale, place it back down onto the ground. Exhale lifts by pushing away from the ground with your arms and your legs, bending your spine. Try not to let your pelvis or your torso wobble. And then on your next one, you're going to come up and stay up. Push your feet into the floor, squeeze or push out on the strap. Push away from the ground with your feet. Push away with your arms, bending your spine. If you're able to clasp your hands, you can, or keep your arms straight or bend your elbows. Unbend the hip joint, lengthen the front, contract the back. Push your arms into the ground as well, so you're lifting the rib cage away. When you push into the ground with the back of the body, you're strengthening it. Take one more breath. Go slow as you bring yourself down. Take the tension out of the upper body. Start to press the upper spine towards the ground. Lift your heels up. Lengthen your pelvis away from your rib cage. As you bring yourself down slowly. Take your blanket back behind your head. Take your strap off your legs. And then bring your strap onto your feet. Go wide with your legs, so wider than your body, soles up towards the sky. Bring your legs back towards the wall behind you, stretching the back of your body, your hamstrings, your glutes. Legs are straight at first. And then bending the knees deep towards your rib cage. Going into glutes, inner thighs. Feel the back of your body stretch. Take one more breath. Strap to the side. Bring your arms and legs up towards the sky and shake, shake, shake. Time for Shavasana, integration, allowing everything to find the new home of strength and space and length. Bring your hands onto your belly. Bringing your awareness to your navel center. And in Shavasana, a white light, a yellow light, or a sun with rays. Inhaling to expand and exhaling to contract and contain. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your body. And then draw your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Coming onto your right side, or any side actually, whatever side's easiest for you. They're all right. The side that's the right side for you to come to. And push yourself up. Coming into a kneeling or a seated position. Closing your eyes. Bring your hands together at your heart. Sit nice and tall. We'll close with sound. A humming sound, bringing that from your navel center all the way up your body, up your spine. Take an exhale. Inhale. Bring your hands to your forehead, bowing in gratitude. Pretty strong practice, or a practice to keep you strong. Today's practice definitely a lot of deep strength components for your structure and your foundation. The breath work with the expansion and contraction, allowing yourself to expand and coming back to that contained, contracted space can be also powerful for learning how to manage mental energy. So thank you. Have a great day. All right. So for those of you, well, this is it. Second to last Wednesday class online, at least for the summer. I mean, for now, probably. So going back to live teaching on July 12th,
If you want to be a part of that, you need to sign up through Torrance Memorial Hospital. It's not through me. Michael, will you be coming back in person? I'll expect you to be to my right-hand side. Stevie, you're welcome. I'm assuming you'll be back in person, Stevie. So that'll be nice. Susan, I know you'll be in Arizona, which will be great. So I hope today was good for you guys. Yeah, it's really good, Susan, and it's really core stabilizing, really important for functional joints, healthy aging. Good, Michael. Good, Stevie. Can't wait to see you. I mean, Stevie, I was just with you in Scotland, which is awesome. I'll be with you in Bali, which is great. Anyone want to come to Bali with us? August 30th to September 8th. Self-care, yoga every day, at least 1 or 2 classes a day, spiritual temples we'll visit, amazing sunsets, delicious food, flowers, aromas, self-care. Oh God, I mean, magical and heaven on earth are the 2 terms I used to describe it when I came back for my first time. So anybody care to join us in a heaven on earth magical place? Reach out to me. Okay, good, Carolyn. Nice to hear. And Carolyn, it would be nice to have you join us in person as well, or on Zoom. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I am off to teach another class in 9 minutes. All right. Bye, everyone.